Well, there it is. It's happened.
What's happened?
I don't know. I'm just making it up. I was just trying to
Now we can all get some sleep.
spur it on. What?
Haven't you heard that ad? Remember the ad? Was it the? Do you remember? There was a drink. I think it's still available called Clayton's. You know, the Claytons, and it was I think the ad started, and now we could all get some sleep. And you had to work out. They all laughed. It was a joke. That was the punchline of a joke. And I think I should look this up.
No, don't.
I'll look it up.
No, but it's from like the 60s or something. Is it?
No, it'd be from the 80s.
Got him early there. That was
from the 80s,
best.
mate. The 60s. I was born in the late 60s, mate, so I'm not really across that. But no. And that was the thing. You had to work out what the joke was. And the punchline was, and now we can all get some sleep. And so you've heard...
This is a game of Jeopardy, but with jokes.
Have you not heard people say that? And now we can all get some sleep.
Absolutely
You've
no
never
one.
heard that before? Okay.
Never.
Okay.
Like, I legit
Too
think
young,
you're living
yeah,
on a
right?
different planet.
Yeah. That might be the case, but I do have a solid memory of it.
Unfortunately, you have a solid memory, so I believe it to be true.
Yeah. It is blast from the past.
It feels it.
Yeah.
It really
But
does.
everything's old as new again, mate. You know, they go. That's
You're
in
feeling
cycles.
new, are you?
No, everything cycles.
It's one of my best.
Mate, what are we were 1 minute,
1 minute
30
in,
and you've already
I
had
smashed
2
you
cracks
twice.
at me. Yeah, what's up, mate? There'll be a get square. Don't worry about that.
There always is, and I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah.
it's 15 years of this.
15.
We're
This is
in
the
our
15th
15th year, yeah.
15th year. Jeez.
I feel like I'm cheating by saying
There's
15.
some
but-
marriages haven't lasted this long.
mate.
A lot of marriages don't last this
Yeah,
long.
a lot of marriages. A lot of people
Yeah.
have been married twice in that amount of time,
Maybe.
and divorced twice.
Well, mate, I'm in my 33rd year of marriage, so we're going okay.
Got
Joe
married
and
when
I.
he was just 5.
God love you. Love you, Joe.
Oh, what a sucker! What
Yeah,
a complete
mate.
sucker.
Yeah.
We went to because the trip a few weeks ago, it feels like forever ago now, was an anniversary trip because I gave it to Amanda and the kids on our 20th anniversary, right? So, you know,
yeah.
Disneyland, you can get badges like my first trip and whatnot.
Yes.
On the second day, we went into the office and we said, sorry, I know there's badges for was there a badge for your anniversary? And she goes, yes, there is. And I wish I had it with me. And she gave us each a badge that says, oh, crap. What does it
20
say?
years.
No, like happily ever after or something generic like that, right? And then she goes, do you want us to put on it like 20 magical years? And I thought, oh, wow, this is going to be amazing. So I thought, she'd take it out the back, there'd be a machine. No, she got a Sharpie and wrote 20 magical years in her own handwriting. It wasn't even, frankly, great handwriting.
Uh-oh. Yep.
But it was still nice. So we're wearing a badge, 20 magical years, happily ever after on it.
Both of you wearing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
was Amanda wearing a T-shirt with an arrow that said "I'm with stupid"? Is that what you were?
no, she made because she loves her cricket, right? She
Of
makes
course, yeah.
stuff. So her and Vivi had like outfits for every day. Like Amanda's was, I'm pretty sure I'm 99% princess or something like that,
Ooh.
and Disney princess, or like she had Disney
Give
things.
yourself a rap, why don't you?
She had some. They made themselves some cool stuff
That's nice.
because when you're old, you're not allowed to wear costumes.
Oh.
Did you know that?
So
Although I noticed a lot of idiots wearing
cosplay,
friggin'
Star
Warsy capes and
but it
stuff.
was a special event though, wasn't it? For that.
Yeah, maybe that's why they get around. But apparently, once you're 10 or 12, you're not allowed to like dress as Minnie
Really?
Mouse or dress as Snow
I
White.
did not know that was a rule.
It's apparently a rule.
Seriously? So
yeah.
if you're right into Disneyland, you want to dress
cannot,
up as Snow White.
You cannot walk in
you
as Snow
can't
White.
go in.
Well, think about it. Then you don't want some little kid going at Snow White and that she's not an actual cast member.
Maybe.
You don't want people taking photos with the fake Snow
right.
White.
I reckon that would apply to Star Wars too, because there's a lot of Star
I think
Wars
it does.
characters walking around.
I saw
too.
a few people in, I don't know, just a brown.
Jedi robes.
Okay,
the Jedi
one of those.
Robes. Yeah. But when there was a special event on though.
Yeah.
That was for a special event. So
Okay.
so in general, that's the
No,
rule.
that's a hard no.
Wow. Oh, there goes my plans for next year. Then next time, was going to turn up
God,
as Kylo Ren or something.
No. But anyway, yes.
Yeah, well,
and then the
Happiest
second.
place on earth. Eh?
So I didn't want to pin my badge on my new jacket because I didn't want to put a hole in the jacket
So
or
a
ruin it.
pinhole would have ruined it, would it?
I don't know. I didn't.
A pinhole.
It was a very expensive jacket.
Really?
Like you can get them at Rebel Sport, or you can pay 3 times as much as Dodger Stadium.
You think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you?
We
What's doing with that?
little Harry bought a Yoshinobu Yamamoto jersey, which is the pitcher from Japan.
That's easy for you.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
So Harry's saved up a lot of money, right?
Yep.
He and Vivi. So Harry has spent $300 $275
What?
on a beautiful, because it's the World Series. The names are in gold. Dodgers is in gold.
Wow.
So it's the World Series winning opening day jersey, $275. And then he found out about taxes because he goes, it was $300. And I'm like, it's taxes. Don't worry, it's all good. Whatever.
Oh.
Anyway, on the second to last day, we went to some outlet stores. And I said, it's an outlet store. They'll just have like last year's jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
No, they had the gold ones as well.
Yeah.
$100 cheaper.
What?
Harry was nearly in tears.
The same one.
Harry was nearly in
But
tears.
at Dodger Stadium, they just dock you the extra. Well, that's not right,
Mate,
mate.
that is dog.
That's really bad.
Poor Harry was out of his mind.
Oh.
I'm like,
Did
and
you-
then I went, you know what,
back
buddy?
to Hungy, mate?
I paid $3 something for my jacket,
Yeah.
so 500 Australian.
Doing very
for that
well.
jacket.
The longs doing very
And there it
well.
was in the Dodgers clubhouse at the outlet store. Pulled it off the rack, $100-something
Same
cheaper.
jacket, same thing.
Same jacket, yeah.
How does that
And then
work?
Amanda looked it up. It's at Rebel Sport for $270 or something.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but you know, it's the experience.
Well, you can say you bought it at Dodger Stadium. That's
what I'll
the
say. Yeah.
caveat.
Yeah.
there, is that, yeah.
And last thing on the badge. So because I wasn't pinned on, the jacket has a zipper pocket here. So I had it pinned on the zipper. And then for some reason it came off because I bumped into one of the kids or something. And so I just went, I'm not losing this. So I put it in the pocket.
Yeah.
Anyway, next day it's cold and likely to rain or something anyway. And I said, man, you just wear the jacket. You wear the jacket when you go. Like we went back to the hotel and then when she was going back in, she wore my jacket and she kept getting through the metal detection. They're like, what's going on?
Oh,
it was
the badge.
It was the
Oh.
badge in a cheeky pocket on the sidearm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, good times.
Wow.
Anyway, that's us. 20 magical years.
20 years. So how many? So you've been married 20, but how many together?
I started texting her in 2001.
Oh, yeah, okay, so 24 years.
Yeah.
But when did you actually sort of say, to ask her out on a date?
Oh, we were never officially going out.
What?
We went from being a thing
Did you
to
not
being
ask
married.
her out? Did you not ask her out?
Oh,
Or
she
you
used to
just
come
said,
around after work.
Netflix and chill before Netflix and chill?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Cookies and cream and chill. Yeah. I'd buy ice cream. She'd come around.
Wow. Okay.
And,
All right. So there's no, because I asked Jo on a date. I asked her out.
no, I just said, why don't
It
you
was
come
the
around after work?
formal saying, like, want to
Things
come out?
escalated and
Come
I figured we were an item.
Right. No,
And then we had a whole conversation about how.
we celebrate the going out date
Oh,
too.
good on you, mate. I'm
Our
really
going
happy
out
for you.
date is 21st of August.
We'd celebrate
Yeah.
our text message date then, whatever that is.
Hey.
The
You got
first
your-
Saturday
still got
night.
them? Still got the text
Oh,
messages?
you know what's annoying? One time I got them off the Nokia and put them somewhere in a spreadsheet or something
That's
and
how long it's been going on, eh? Nokia.
printed it out and I don't know where it is anymore. But it's easy because the first
Would pay money to
it
read
was
those.
after the Masters Cup tennis in Sydney. So work out when that was. I should probably look.
Oh, this is when you were
Sydney
working- when you were
Masters Cup tennis, right?
Okay.
So I was down the line at the OB at the Entertainment Centre.
And you were chatting her up
It
down
was
the line.
2001
were you?
Masters tennis, November 12th. Anyway,
So you chatting her up
she's,
down the line?
she's on the evening show after us. We were doing the sport from out there, and so we're doing our best. Anyway, and so then, like on the Saturday night, I've texted her and gone, "What are you up to?" And she's gone, "I'm at home." And one of us, I don't know, it might have been me or her, said, "Cool people stay home on Saturday nights."
Yeah.
And from there it blossomed.
Nerdski stay at home Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, birds of a feather, mate.
Yeah, but
for
that's
you.
the thing. So
So in
early
one of you
2002
obviously
somewhere,
one
yeah,
of you
she started.
didn't stay home on a Saturday night.
Well,
Obviously,
it wasn't
eh?
Saturday night. She was coming around during the week after work because she would work at night
Boom.
and finish at midnight.
Yeah, wow.
Anyway, so
Right.
early in 2002, there was a meaningful conversation about how this couldn't work. This was not a thing. We had fundamental differences.
What?
I like John Farnham. She liked the band Machine Gun Fellatio. Have you heard of them?
Yes, I have.
Great band.
Yeah.
And she loved them. I like John Farnham. This
Yeah.
was a fundamental
Don't
difference.
mind a bit of machine gun.
Among many other differences. You go there.
You said it, not me. You said she likes machine gun fellatio.
I said, and roll the tape back,
Yep.
the band.
Hey, you said it, mate. All right. Good to know.
Can't take you anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so from those fundamental differences, we've been married 20 years.
Mate,
3
opposites
kids.
attract, mate. Opposites attract. There you go.
Is that why she's strikingly gorgeous? Opposites attract. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
We're both batting overs, not a drama there.
Batting overs, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in a different
We're
league.
both pitching above our weight for sure.
Mate, I'm playing in the
Yeah.
ABL. She's in the major league. Like it's
Yeah.
not even a
Well,
contest.
Joe and I have been together for in August, it'll be 38 years we've been together. So we were together 5 years before we got married, 5 and a bit. And then, and there.
What year did you get together?
1987. Yeah. Were you born yet?
I was 11.
You idiot. Were you born
I was
then?
probably 10, turning 11 that year.
You
I
were
was
11
10.
already.
I was
know,
10
you were
turning
10,
11.
Oh, well, there you go, mate. I was only 18. How old was I? 18, 19, whatever I was.
I was
18.
10.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There you go, mate. See that? Yeah.
But look, you're right. A lot of people don't last.
Hey, mate, we're hanging in there.
It
Not hanging in there.
It must be us because we're sticking to this.
Yeah.
Sticking to our marriages.
Mate, we pick and we stick.
Pick and stick,
Two
folks.
blokes.
It's how we roll.
That's it.
There have been some examples of that not happening in my life. I'll reiterate, as I did recently in another show. But I think I mentioned that at the end of one of the EV shows.
Yeah, you did too. Yeah, you did.
There's been a couple of fall by the
in the
wayside,
future.
but yeah, it's
Future
I don't know when.
EV show.
Somewhere in the future because I'm away again.
We'd like time travelers, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, not here to talk about my relationship or Stephen's. In fact, we're here to talk about this.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech
Not a bad price.
with Trevor Long from EFTM.com
Really handy device.
and Stephen Fennick from TechGuide.com.au.
Great to have your company. Episode 682. A little bit of deja vu there for me. Hopefully not for the viewer and listener.
No.
But it depends on whether I
We
edit
need
that
to
out or not.
upgrade those little video clips. Can we upgrade the little video clips that's
Why?
in the intro?
Why?
Because we're both wearing glasses in them.
Oh, my God. Who cares?
I'm just saying. Is it possible or no?
No. No.
Okay. Just wondering.
I don't think so.
All good. No problem.
You're just showing off because you're not
And
wearing
they're
glasses.
reversed too. They're reversed.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
I did it intentionally. I said that Rabbitoh's
Why?
logo is horrible.
Yeah. No,
I said,
that's all
don't know
fine.
why I did that, but
That's all. You just because I was facing the wrong way. Or?
I think it might have been something to do with that. Don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I haven't had that much
Creative
attention.
decisions all in Trevor's hands.
It was actually the bloke that made the video. It had nothing to do with
Okay.
it. Thanks to the great people at Netgear and Arlo. That's how and why we do the show, and we appreciate their support and have always. For wireless home networking, just contact the people at Netgear. They got you covered. And for home security, Arlo has you covered. And Stephen will tell you more about them shortly. I'll
Yes.
tell you more about Netgear a little later. And we hope that you are supporting them like they support us. Stephen, there was a video that's made the news this week. I saw Carl and Sarah talking about it. It's been all around the internet.
It's alarming.
And it's this alarming, flash into the future. And I think it comes at a perfect time because robots aren't new. AI is new.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually the intersection of technology that concerns people most. So basically, if you think back years, we're talking 5 or 6 years, you've had the Boston Dynamics robots. These are humanoid-like robots. They've also got the dogs.
Yep.
But the humanoid ones are the ones that really freak people out because they can run and jump and skip and carry things, and you push them, they don't fall over. There's all this kind of amazing stuff, and they're essentially a military robot, let's be real.
Yeah.
But
And
then there's...
they'd be strong too.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because that's the best thing they can be used for is warehouse applications where it's a repeat task. Just get them to pick stuff up.
Heavyweight stuff like that.
Then you've got Elon Musk working on his Tesla Optimus robot, which is not real because it was controlled by people and it's not real. Anyway, there's plenty of companies doing it, and there would be plenty of factories in China doing it as well.
Yeah.
And this video, Stephen, looked like it's from a Chinese factory. It all goes wrong.
Well, the video shows, I think the robot was sitting on top of a little crane. I don't know whether it was charging or whatever it was doing. And it started moving and then started violently, waving its arms around and trying to. It's like it was trying to get off the crane.
Yeah.
And I reckon if that had to hit you, it would have knocked you out. It was possibly killed you. It was that forceful.
Yeah.
The arms flailing around.
Yeah.
That's why it went viral because it was just shocking and sudden. And you see the guy sort of skirt around the back of it and pull the plug on it or whatever he did. But that sort of got people talking, and myself included, I'm thinking, wow, that was scary to see.
Because it was the flailing that was the concern.
Yeah.
It looked, for all intents, it looked like someone who
trying to
themselves
escape.
had been lifted from a hoist. It was like, get me off,
Yeah,
the only thing it wasn't doing was reaching up to try and, break the chain, which if it had done, it probably would have.
Yes.
And I haven't actually seen any conclusion. I don't know how they stopped it.
Yeah.
There's no video that
Well,
shows
they said
that part of it.
they pulled the crane to stop the robot. They pulled the crane. Apparently, the crane had something to do with it. But it was it sparked the buzz online for sure. And it was on the Today Show. It went viral online as well. And a lot of people, their reaction was kind of the same, thinking, "Oh, this is how it starts." This is it. The whole AI, robotics, and humanoid robots attacking that.
That's the people's fear. People's fear, right, is that these things are going to take on a life of their own. Now, let's be clear. This thing didn't take on a life of its own. It malfunctioned.
Yeah.
It didn't have intent to do something.
Scary malfunction, though.
But that's the problem, right?
Yeah, scary.
Because, you look at anything, you think about like your robot vacuum, your robot lawnmower.
Yeah.
And the robot lawnmower would be the most dangerous concern, right? It's got blades underneath it.
Yeah.
So what's the action there? Well, look, if that thing's going on a path, you pick it up, it stops.
Yeah.
Like it literally just stops working when you pick it up. What is the kill switch action for any form of potentially dangerous technology? What's the thing that stops it, from doing whatever it's going to do?
Like I remember I'm a big Lost in Space fan. The robot, which wasn't humanoid, but it had a power pack. So as soon as you pulled out the power pack, it would stand still. It would just freeze. So is there a need for something like that on a humanoid robot that you, in case of emergency, press this button and it'll freeze it or stop it or what?
An electric vehicle charger in the middle of nowhere and at your home should, required by law, to have next to it a switch that you can turn off.
I have got one.
Right?
Yeah.
Mine's just inside the wall there, and you go to amp hole. There's a button at the bottom. Yeah, you can push it. Now, it's annoying because you can charge your car and walk away, and some little teenager can click the button. But hopefully you've got an app that would tell you that the charging session has stopped. Right?
At adult height, my one is. Yeah.
I'm talking about the public ones, but that big red button's there for a reason. Because if something happens, like so the car is on fire, you push the thing, right? Whatever.
Yep. It's a safeguard.
There should be a big red button on any of these things. Now, how do you get to the big red button?
Exactly, yeah. It's swinging around.
If it's on its back and it's flailing.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. No, well, the malfunction.
Especially if they're built, like let's say it's just its upper body flailing, right? And they're built to be so balanced that you can kick them and they don't fall over. They just find their balance, right?
Absolutely.
So you can't just kick it over onto its front.
Trying to disarm Bruce Lee, like someone who's just swinging arms around.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
Imagine, Sylvester Stallone in his prime.
Yeah.
And he's just swinging at you. How do you stop him?
You'll go, yo, Adrian. Yeah.
You run.
Yeah.
Or you take some hits.
Or you throw something at it. You have to get a weapon of some kind, like a pole or a sort of post or something to hit it.
I don't know that there's been any official...
Or is there like a safe word? Maybe you say your word.
You think it's listening for your voice?
Like a safe word, mate. I don't know.
Hey, robot, stop attacking me.
Hello, stop it. Safe word is dandelion. Something. I don't know.
Dandelion.
I don't know what your safe word is, mate. Do you have a safe word?
I don't do anything. I don't do anything that even borders on unsafe.
Me neither, mate. Me neither.
So
Just saying,
it's never come into the conversation at home or anywhere else. But yeah, I think it's a strange one because we don't have any. What are the regulations? And also,
that's the thing.
You create regulation in Australia, even if America creates the legislation. Who's creating the regulation and legislation in America?
The government has started in Australia.
China, sorry.
The Australian government has started with some kind of AI guidelines.
Great, but that's in Australia.
Well, it's a starting point though. Like
but
if it's
a Chinese factory doesn't give ruts.
Yeah, I know. Well, if they want their robots to be sold in Australia, they've got to meet our standards, right?
Oh, okay. Batteries need to meet standards to come into Australia, but they're being sold and they're exploding.
That's a whole other subject.
But that's my point is that like Australia can't create the rules that stop this from happening.
I know, but we can at least have a safety net where the rule or the guidelines they're trying to set up is for high risk AI and normal AI. So AI, like high risk AI, would be like a self-driving car, right? High risk AI, potentially humanoid robot.
Yep, sure.
High risk AI.
Yep.
And then the other AI would be your normal. Is this going to put people out of work? Kind of thing, that kind of AI. That seems to be the very early days of their guidelines and how the government reacts to these different types of technology.
You think about how close we are to these robots becoming part of our lives, right? You go to plenty of modern hotels overseas, but that's starting in Australia. You get those
cleaning
room
robots?
Service robots. They come to the door, you open the door, it's just a robot there with a tray.
Yeah.
I was in I think it was a California pizza kitchen in El Segundo near Manhattan Beach after CES, and the order was delivered by a robot.
I was in Sorrento in Italy, near Naples there.
Italy.
And it was we were in a restaurant, and the robot was taking the dirty dishes away and coming and positioning there. Then they'd fill it up again, and the robot would go.
Now those robots, these
again.
are things that look like a TARDIS. It's just wandering around, right? But now imagine
it's like a shelf.
Now imagine that was humanoid.
Yeah.
And And you can imagine a restaurant thinking, I'd prefer this was that cool humanoid because then we could maybe put it in an outfit and it would just be even more exciting. People would take more videos. So it's coming out with your pizza like this and then it goes,
frozen at you.
what do you do in the restaurant?
Yeah, I know. Pull the plug. What do you do? Exactly. But look, hopefully the malfunction is a rarity. It's not the times it happens.
That's the one we've seen on video. How many others have happened?
Maybe right, but I don't know whether was that a development robot? Was that
It was on a hoist, so I think so.
I think it was in development still. So hello, whatever caused that, can you fix it?
Maybe rewrite the code.
Yeah, maybe go to see if there's a bit of line of code you need to replace there, or wear a helmet.
Think about it, right? Think about it like this idea of every Chinese phone has spyware in it, right? That's what people think.
Yep.
Chinese phone towers, whatever.
Yeah.
So we need to think about every humanoid robot or otherwise like it could have a line of code made to disturb us.
So you reckon the manufacturer sort of can bury like a
line
of code? Well, to what end though? What's the objective there? Like they want to, if they're gonna, their goal would be to make money, to sell you a robot.
Okay,
right?
but what if their goal?
Why would they?
Let's put real black hat tinfoil on here, right? Their
infiltrate.
Their goal is infiltration or disorder or misfortune.
Spying,
So let's say they get 100 of them into the country, into restaurants, and at a single point in time and date and moment, they can all just wreak havoc and cause catastrophe.
Wow.
It's like a terrorist event.
Geez, now you're painting a picture. Well, they put him in a restaurant. You know what you do? Put it in Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. See how he reacts to it. He won't copy any crap like that.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty dark what you just described of that potential infiltration.
See, I'm normally on the.
It's like a science fiction movie.
We should write it.
Yeah.
I'm normally on the positive side of, technology.
Yeah.
But I think we need to err on the side of how the hell do we stop this?
It's a good idea. Good idea for a story. But and
as a terrorist strike too.
It could be. There has potential to actually be. It's achievable. What you just described.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Where
Imagine
they embed this code, and
because you think about it from the story plot perspective, you've got a young entrepreneur salesman who's just found this company at a trade show, and he's now selling hundreds of these things. He's doing so well; it's great business, and then one of them wreaks havoc, essentially as a test, and that's when you cut to the terrorists who are actually the ones making the robots, and they go, the test worked, now move to phase 2, and then havoc is wreaked. And this young entrepreneur is now destroyed because he doesn't even know this is happening. He's just a salesman, and the terrorists are getting what they want through some havoc or what. Well, mate, it's a great story.
Wow, similar.
Let's script it.
The Will Smith movie. Is it called
iRobot?
No, it's. I think it's called. What was it called? iRobot.
Yeah.
And I've seen this. I've actually got the collectible head of the robot, and it's
irrelevant.
It's like this, where in this world, which is set in Chicago 2035, then this world is where all the menial tasks of public service, garbage collectors, are all robots.
Right.
And there's sort of like this uprising that happens in the film.
Okay, so it's already been done.
Well, not to the manner to which you describe. You're sort of more
that it was a plot from the get-go.
Secretive, yeah. This was just a malfunction that everyone just went nuts. But yours is a little bit more, like a more secretive and sort of hidden danger that could be there.
It's waiting. It's lurking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's a great way to start and brighten your day here with Two Blokes Talking Tech. The robots are taking over.
iRobot, in reality.
It's disaster. Yeah. Disaster is pending, and you should watch the video if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
move to the bush, go off grid, and just get over it.
You're not going to do any B-roll in this, are you, to show the video? Or?
I doubt it.
No, okay. You'll find it on the web.
If we'd have thought about
robot going crazy
in the extensive amount of time we put into this show, I could have downloaded that and put it on.
Yeah.
In the same way that the next thing we're about to do, I could have downloaded and put on.
But that's not what people come here for, mate. People come here to hear our voices.
You know what? If you want that kind of production from me and him, me specifically because I got to edit it, more people need to do the watching.
Yeah.
Okay? Lots of people listening.
can crack-
We love you.
If we crack, what do we on average? We crack thousands watching per week on YouTube. We'll sort of take it up another
Yeah,
watch.
exactly. And right now, it's a minuscule percentage of our audience.
Well, hundreds, not thousands.
It's lovely to be there, but it's the effort. Oh,
Yeah.
come on, let's be honest. And I don't believe, and I could be wrong, I don't believe that adding that stuff in will help it grow. I think if we saw the growth, we could add to it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I also just don't
Well,
have time, but that's okay.
Yeah. No, well, we this is it. Well, people have been so used to hearing us, so they're not seeing us, and the bulk of our audience is still
Hearing us.
hearing us, not watching us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What does that
basically,
What does that say about us?
that's what I was going to say. Basically, well, the bulk of our
Heads for
audience
radio.
don't want to see our heads.
Heads for radio. Yeah.
But actually, the feedback
Definitely Trevor.
we did talk about it once, but the feedback I got a lot of was it's just not how we listen. We listen when we're driving, when
Of
we're
course,
walking,
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas I've said
You
before,
watch a lot of. I'm the same. I'm more a listener than
I have a
watcher.
widescreen monitor at all times, and normally
You got something on in
the
background.
little third there, like in the morning, it's the Today Show, and then after
I
the Today
bet.
Show's finished, it's
Yeah.
I'll just click on YouTube and see what it offers
So you
me.
have it. You don't just turn around and have it on your TV. You got it in your computer, so you don't have to turn around.
Yeah,
Right.
normally.
Yeah.
And that way I can just pause it
Yeah.
and go do it. Like this morning, I was watching something. I'm halfway through this week's episode of Your Mum's House. Just paused it, went and picked you up, and once you leave and I've downloaded the videos, I'll hit play again.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll only pause it
Yeah,
when
Trevor,
I'm editing.
Do you hear that? Trevor picked me up.
I'm his
My
personal chauffeur.
Chauffeur. Yeah.
Okay. I might
Very
update
nice,
my
mate.
LinkedIn profile.
Very nice.
Stephen Fennick's chauffeur.
Yeah. I've never driven you anywhere. You always drive me places, don't you?
I am considering though, just FYI, coming to your place when I land to pick up the car
Of
in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sure
Just-
thing, mate.
Just because otherwise you'll
is with
drive
the big
here and I'll
people
have to
mover.
drive you home
Of course, yeah.
that Wednesday.
No
So I'm
dramas,
just thinking
mate.
I
Yeah.
might skip it
So what day of the week is that?
Saturday morning.
Okay. I'll be around, mate.
Anyway, we'll see. That's 2 weeks away. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I'll be around.
Yeah, good times. What are we talking about? Robots. The
Robots.
robots are taking over,
Yeah.
folks. Be scared. Be very afraid.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Now, we know that Apple and Google obviously rivals in the smartphone space.
Yes.
And just this week, there was a very cheeky ad that Google put out. Because the big rumor is, and we've talked about it ourselves, the big rumor is that Apple's iPhone 17 is going to have a larger camera bump to go across the width of the.
Yeah, we showed
of
the
of
dummies,
phone.
yeah.
yeah. And Google
Right here.
did a little funny little video talking about the features that Apple's copied from Android over
So
the
it's an
years.
animation of
Yeah.
a Google Pixel talking to an
Two
iPhone.
of them, yeah.
Frankly, it's a good audio ad, so we're going to play it for all of our listeners. But if you want to look it up, it's called "Responding to Rumors" by Google, and it's on the YouTubes.
Hi, I'm Pixel, and this is my friend iPhone.
Good day.
There are a lot of rumors circulating about iPhone's upcoming redesign.
It's crazy. Can you imagine me doing the same thing you did first, years later?
Sounds pretty far-fetched.
I mean, there was that one time where you launched Night Sight, and then a year later I got Night Mode.
Total coincidence.
And that one time where you launched Magic Eraser, and then 3 years later I got Cleanup.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
And that one time when I lagged, got widgets, but you'd already had widgets for lag.
Since my first version 9 years ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we want to remind everyone that these rumors are just rumors.
Anyway, we want to remind everyone that these rumors are just rumors.
He copies.
Oh, come on.
What?
It's very good.
That's smart.
It's
It's a friendly dig. Would you call that
it's a friendly dig for sure, but it's also like it's not the first time in the world. You've had company versus company, Microsoft
course.
versus Apple. Famous ads back in the day.
Absolutely.
But the thing about that is, obviously, they're referring to the camera bump in the rumor world, and there's going to be a lot of stuff probably come out of Dub that are features, and they do point out great things, and we get this every time we talk about a new feature
Yes.
of Apple. You get all the Androiders,
All the
especially on
Android
social
narcs,
media, going,
yeah.
we've had that.
Had that for 6 years.
We're
yeah.
going to copy us and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
rubbish, right? But it's fascinating because everyone's so hooked up on it. But the thing is, who's that ad for?
Mm.
Right? You wouldn't spend money promoting that ad.
It's for Google.
But it's not for Apple. It's not trying to convert Apple users, is
Yeah.
it? Because no Apple user is going to go, I don't care that you had widgets. I'm happy with them. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
think it's them trying to claim some ownership. You know, they were first mover in some of those places.
but let's be real. Android has stolen and copied ideas,
Of course,
from
yeah.
Apple as well.
I've made a little list here.
Okay, hit me.
the stuff that Android has copied. We'll start with we'll go into what Apple's copied from Android. But
Yeah.
Android copied a similar file sharing feature, which is like AirDrop. Apple came up with that first.
Yep.
Battery saving features, so where you can set your battery. You know how it stops at 80% till you wake up. Those sort of features.
Yep.
Facial recognition, Face ID. Apple was first with that.
Yep. Can I just pause for a minute?
Yeah.
Do you remember Iris ID on the Note 7? Remember they were using your
Yes,
Iris
yes.
on the Note 7
That was
Samsung?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
It's never been mentioned again. Was the Iris thing part of the battery? Like,
I don't know.
isn't it amazing that
Yeah.
that technology was a big hype on the Note 7
Yeah.
and has never been mentioned
And
since?
also, you could actually scroll with your eyes too. Remember they're on the
Yeah.
phones? Yeah, that's gone by the way.
Anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
Face ID.
Gesture controls. Do not disturb. Apparently, was Apple's
Really?
decision. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But going the other way.
Yeah.
So
Well, they've listed some of them that
they've
have,
listed
yeah.
some already. So the widgets is one. But again, like you said, like who's they ad for? If you're an Apple user, you're not really conversant in the Android features. You're
No.
thinking, how good are these widgets? They're
That's
great.
right. I'll be honest. I don't think enough Apple users even use widgets.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a couple. I don't use a lot. Put it this way, when I'm using an Android phone, I use way more widgets than on an Android phone.
Really?
Than
Why?
I do with iPhone. I don't know, just how I use the
Have you
phone.
got the
is
EFTM widget on your iPhone?
different. No.
It's unbelievable,
Yeah,
Steve.
there you go, mate. I don't
Get the
have
latest
that.
story.
Yeah, I don't have that. I do have one widget where I can swipe down. It's like several different apps.
Mate, it is such a
shortcuts.
deep, and I'll just talk
Yeah.
about EFTM for a minute because it's a fascinating thing, but it's such a deep thing that you can stack widgets, right?
Mm.
I've made it so that you can have like the widgets, the small or big, whatever you want, but it can be showing the latest article overall. Then you swipe and go latest article in cars, swipe latest article in tech. So you can do anything with widgets as a publisher, let alone as a user.
Yep.
You got smart stacks, you can, weather, clock, all that kind of stuff. It's
Everything.
quite remarkable.
Yeah. And like I normally have on
But I just
the
think
weather and the time and all that.
I just think not a lot of people use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was only the last 3-4 years that they've introduced.
And
that?
I think part of that,
Yeah.
I'll tell you why part of that is. I think we get to hear about these things, we use these things. Mate, the average Joe doesn't hear about these features enough to make him jump in. I had a caller, I'm going to say it's in this week. Yeah, it's in this week's EFTM podcast. And a lovely bloke. I'm going to say he's in his 50s, just as a guess. Couldn't talk to someone on the phone.
Yeah.
Could be more.
Yeah.
Owns a Samsung Galaxy Fold. Loves it, right? Passionate about it. Still discovering new things about it. He's had it for 9 months.
Wow.
And I said to myself, you know what? I'm guilty of dismissing that device from after a very short review, but it just proves that he's learning. Like he only learnt about like split screen in recent months.
Really?
Where something we would have told about when it was launched.
We reviewed that, yeah.
But how do you learn about that as an owner?
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Read our reviews.
Yeah, but even when you read a review, it's like you gloss over those things sometimes.
Maybe. Yeah.
So yeah, widgets is something
Well,
that
there
I think
are so
that's
many hidden
so much
features
more
on
great.
these phones anyway. So the other one, well, the more recent copy, which was home screen personalization.
Yeah.
You can move your
Anywhere you
apps
want.
around. Because
Yeah.
normally on an iPhone, you move an app and something else jumps in its place, but now you can space it apart so you
Why
can
is
see.
RCS on this list?
Well, RCS was something that Apple never had first.
No, but they had
And-
iMessage.
Well, what they are, yeah, I guess so. but,
RCS is a copy of iMessage.
yeah.
Mate,
Okay.
RCS I think that goes the other way.
Okay.
I think RCS doesn't exist
Yeah.
if Apple doesn't innovate
It doesn't
through
have with
iMessage.
Okay, fair
If
call.
it doesn't create the ability for you to see someone's typing,
Yeah.
get a red receipt, send high-res images, if it
Oh, so
doesn't
you
do
reckon
that,
RCS copy there? Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think the GSMA who create these kind of
Fair call.
things, I don't think they create it.
I got caught up in the fact that Apple were doing it. They were introducing RCS.
Yes,
So they're bringing that in.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but I would not count that as one.
Yeah. So you got your live voicemail, which your Pixels had for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can read what they're
Yep,
saying.
read what they're saying.
Lock screen customization.
True.
That's Android's had
Yep.
that for years. Icon customization. Yeah, you can change the color
Yeah.
and that as well.
Oh, I'll tell you, put your thinking cap on. WWDC is now a month away.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're literally 1 month away and a
4
bit.
weeks away. Yeah.
I think they'll do a lot of interesting things, whatever. But, mate, there's still some fundamental things that Android does better. And I'll tell you, the most important one is alarms.
Yeah, really?
Apple sucks at alarms. You know, and again, maybe it's because of my OCD at night, but when I always set 2 to 3 alarms, I'll set them, put the phone on, lie down, and then I'll pick my phone up and check them again. The reason I do that is because I check, is it AM, PM, da-da-da-da. Yeah. Android, set the alarm. It says alarm set for 7 hours from now. Or it says the alarm set for 7 days and 2 hours from now.
Samsung
I'm like, oh, man.
does it too.
Yeah, it's an Android thing.
Yeah.
That's
really
mate,
smart. Yeah.
Honestly,
because if you did it wrong, it'd say alarm set for 19 hours from now.
That's right. And you're like, oh, no, that's not right.
Yeah. Although, to Apple's defense, I use my Apple Watch as my alarm, not my phone. My watch is my alarm. Yeah. Charge it next to my bed.
Great.
It's my alarm.
How's it?
And when I put that on the charger, it'll remind me what alarm I've set on the home screen.
So I use standby mode. I have the Belkin.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Yeah.
But, mate, I'm in bed.
Yeah.
I can't read the tiny little alarm thing. I can see the clock.
Yeah.
I can't see what time that
time
alarm
the
is set
alarm's
for.
coming on. Okay.
What am I putting my glasses on to read a red text in a black screen in a dark room?
When I go to bed, I put the phone on the stand, still wearing my glasses, and then I can read it.
Yes,
then
but see, you're missing the point. I take my glasses off and then lie down and then go, oh, my God, I need to check it again.
Yeah, but check it before you go to bed. Check it before you lay down. Well, you still get your
I did. I set the alarm before I lay down.
Know, but you wanted to double check it.
I just wanted to tell me how many hours away is the alarm.
Attention to detail there.
What else would you change in iOS if you had a magic wand?
In iOS, well, RCS would be one. So texting between Android to having that.
That's
more,
not an iOS thing. That's Telstra, Optus, and Vodafone.
No, I mean RCS, like having the same equality between an Android
message.
That
already exists in iOS.
Yeah,
but Telstra, Optus, and Vodafone haven't implemented it.
Oh, they haven't done it. Okay, there you go. Well, that's one.
You know what? You know the adjusting the home screen thing they launched last year. I don't think it works very well.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever tried to do that?
No.
You're like, I'm trying to move this one down here and it moves everything else. Like, well, no, just leave them all there.
Leave them all there. Just
and
move
I'll
one.
move them. Yeah. It tries to do the automated thing.
Maybe that'll be an improvement this year.
It better be.
I think this year, Dub, from what I'm gathering, is it's going to be more look and feel changes rather than actual features.
Yeah.
So things are going to look different, maybe behave different. So that's what I'm prepared for. Okay. But I don't think there's any, like of all these features we mentioned here, the reason they've copied them is because it's basically a version of what each other's got, right?
Correct.
So you can't. It's like every car's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel, right? It's like that. But no, I couldn't think of anything to change too drastically like that.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you do?
No, I thought alarms.
Alarms.
I would just, if Tim Cook said to me, "Give me one thing and we'll do it," I'd be
really?
like, "Mate,"
and he'd say, "Really? Alarms? Is that
tell
your
me
one thing?"
When I set the alarm, how long away is that alarm?
Are you going to waste your one chance on alarms? Is that it?
Yes, I am. It's the thing I use every day.
Yeah. Have you tried? Oh, you don't wear your Apple Watch every day, do you?
No.
So do you wear it at all now?
No, and then it's over there charging.
Yeah. Like that's my alarm. I use it.
Yeah, no, but my phone is my alarm.
Yeah. I don't have my phone next to my bed.
I do.
Yeah.
It tells me what time the alarm is, but I can't see it. Just when I set the alarm, tell me how many hours away it is.
Maybe you should have. I reckon you should get a clock radio with an alarm, so you're not relying on any connected.
Yeah, but device. I could set that wrong as well.
Well, it's pretty hard to set that wrong as well. You can set the time, AM, PM.
I don't think you're understanding the OCD issue here. It's just really a real. I need the app.
Do you set the same alarm all the time, or they're all changing all the time?
I move them around. You move around. 30 minutes, 20 minutes here and there.
If you're having the same alarm,
yeah, great. I'm not doing that.
You can set it to be every day.
No, don't do that.
You're not doing that. Yeah.
I do it based on the
Trevor is not one day's like another, is it?
No, because if I get to bed at 7:30, then I'll set it for
7:30. What
3:01.
Are you an infant?
If I get to bed at 8:30, I'll set it for 3:20, so I get a few extra minutes sleep. You know,
you're still doing that? You're still getting up really early?
Yeah.
What time did you get up today?
4.
Oh,
that was late.
Sleeping.
Sleeping for me.
Oh, there you go. Sleeping.
Yeah.
What time did you go to bed?
Not until like
8:30?
9. Oh, no, it might have been 8:30, 8:45.
Okay.
Because I bailed on that event nice and early, smoked on the hell out of that.
Yeah. But you don't seem tired. You fought through the movie podcast pretty well. There was no
I did good.
No tiredness in that show.
I thought I've been good lately.
You actually have been. Yeah, the movies must
be. You know why?
Be
because we've started doing daytime.
Yeah.
I think
we started earlier
when we were starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
Yeah.
Because
it's for your body clock, it's like 10 o'clock at night.
correct. Yeah. Where I can edit.
So it's your fault.
I can edit the show in that
All right.
later time
All right.
zone.
Yeah. So there's 24 hours in the day. You can use them how you want, eh? So you can be early, late,
Yeah.
You choose to be up at Sparrows.
Which is
But
funny because I
the
used to
reason
be the
you
opposite. I
do
used
that,
to
just
stay
to
up
be
late.
clear,
Yeah.
the reason you do that is that you get a lot of work done when no one's
So much
awake.
more work done, yeah.
But also too, like you'd be on call at the Today Show.
I just want to know that if something happens,
there might be something doing, and you're up for it.
Yeah, I was, mate. I'd
But
been
I
on,
had my when you were
I'd
away.
been on more TV and radio when
Yeah.
Optus Network went down before you
Yeah.
lot woke up
Yeah.
than anyone else did in the
No,
day.
I was up at that one early too, but it was when you were away. I had my phone next to the bed.
Oh,
I
good
had
on
the
you.
phone there, just
Well
in
done.
case they wanted to call me Stephen French again on the Today Show. Yeah,
It's a bit
which
of a-
happened to get on the website.
It's a bit of a sore point.
Yeah, remember, they got me right on. I was on we did a pre-record about the refurbish, how they got my name right there. But then they did a story on the 9 News site. And
I know,
they
you
called
text
me
me as
Stephen
soon as you-
French.
as
That's
soon as
why
they
I'm
got
just
it wrong.
explaining to everyone else, mate. And then I texted you. I said, what's doing at 9 and having my name spelled right? And you must have got into the back end and changed it for me, didn't you? And slipped the link into Tech
I
Guide.
got the link,
Beautiful.
Thank you to Stuart for doing that for us. Because the funny thing about that was the number of text messages I got saying that's Stephen French from the Today Show, and then the small moment from you where you went, or did you set this up?
Yeah.
When
I did
I think it was last week, you went, did
Yeah.
you set this up?
And you denied it. Yeah, I know.
I'm filthy. I didn't
No,
think
but
of
my
it.
super was right.
I know, but I'm filthy
Yeah.
that I didn't think of
No,
it.
that's not right, mate. I wouldn't.
That would have been hilarious.
That's my name, mate. That's my name. That's my dad's name. That's
That
my
would have been
family name.
hilarious. Are you going to tell Tim Cook that?
I will. I'll say just while I
Mate,
got you, Tim.
If you want to know how to get struck off in an instant,
Well, how about that for a text?
bring that up.
Mate, honestly, I'm a big, and you saw what I
Yes,
did.
I've witnessed
You
it.
saw what I did before, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we get a lot of emails, right? Someone sent me an email. It said, "Dear Joseph," and I've immediately replied saying, "I'm not Joseph. Was this meant for me?" I do that every time someone sends me an email with my wrong name on it. I immediately, it just says, "Look, I'm not, is this for me?" Right? It's me being a smartass, but I'm thinking, you do your job properly, and I'll do my job properly. But B, it could be for the right. That might not have been for me. That email. So you're
Oh, he's defending
Eh?
himself now.
no, but
That's actually not bad.
There's multiple purposes for that reply.
Okay.
Have you not sent an email to the wrong person? I have. I've sent an email to the wrong person. It wasn't damaging.
Also, by the way,
Yeah.
just a little memo to everyone who works in any corporate environment. Recalling a message is just a way of saying, hey, go read that message.
read that even more.
That message that you archived without reading earlier, now go read it.
Go read.
Have you? I got one of those this week, and I went.
Yeah.
I didn't even read that one, but now I'm going to read it.
I'm going to read the hell out of it and
Like,
wonder why you recorded it.
Recall
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
In a corporate environment, it does.
Well, if you're
on an
quick.
exchange server or something.
Yeah, well, now on I think on Mac and even on Windows, I'm sure on MacMail you can unsend it within the first
Yeah, but it's
30
not
seconds.
But it's not actually unsending. It's just what it does is it pauses.
no,
It hits-
you can unsend it and then delete it.
No,
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to me.
Oh,
What's
you mean
actually happening is
hasn't
it's
sent
just,
it yet.
it goes into the
Yeah.
outbox, but it hasn't actually sent it yet.
Yes,
And
you can
then
you can
sends
pull it back. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Gmail's
of
little undo button. It's not really undoing the send. It's just they've built a pause
course.
in there for
They
you.
haven't sent it yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's saved my bacon a couple of times actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or
Oh no,
goodness.
just detail I've missed out or attachments of thinking, oh shit, I didn't.
Yeah,
put
well,
the
that's a good thing I like about Gmail. It says, you mentioned attachment. Did you want to attach
there you
something?
go. Really, there you go.
Oh, no. it's
Have
very
you been?
good.
I've been bombarded on. You know how you see one ad and then it follows you everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing the Fixer? FYXERAI?
Well, now I don't want to type it because I don't want to be
Because
bombarded by
it's
it.
all about sorting out your email with AI. It'll sort out your inbox and help you. So
Oh, now I do want to
I'm
see
just
it.
bombarded.
Was it? FY.
FYXER.
I had to call it again this week.
Fixer AI.
It might not be this week on the
Yeah.
show, but on the EFTM podcast,
Yeah.
asking me that question. And like I said, listen, it's the number one thing I want in life
Yeah.
is help with my
Something
email.
to sort your email out.
And I don't believe.
Well, they're raving about this one. All their own people reviewing it, but
Well,
they're going out heavy on it.
how fix? Oh, I'm going to have to read it now.
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't gone down the path yet. It's Gmail. You plug it into your Gmail. isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's
No, see, it's mate. No, I've got my Superhuman already does kind of pre-drafting replies. It does some pretty cool stuff.
and
it
so
already
does
sorts
Apple
stuff.
Intelligence a little bit.
Yeah, no, this does what Superhuman's already doing for me.
Okay.
It's labeling things. So I've now got automatically my Superhuman will label something a pitch or a sales or a follow up and stuff like that.
Okay.
And if I haven't responded to something, it'll bump it to the top of my inbox with a suggested automatic reply, which is pretty cool.
So Superhuman already does that.
It does it now.
That's subscription based,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Very nice.
But it's still
So is
not
this.
enough to actually help me
Yeah.
get through my inbox.
Like you like, would it come to a point where it could answer emails on your behalf? Like,
well, so the auto drafting is pretty good now.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ever want it to do that without me clicking send.
Exactly.
I'm happy to read it quickly and go, yeah, perfect
Yeah.
send.
Like imagine, like you said, it can sort out pictures and invitations and stuff like that. So imagine your email could look at your calendar. You've got an invitation, but it doesn't know whether you, even though you're free, whether you actually want to go.
Correct.
So you'd want to have the final say on that.
That's right.
But it'll suggest it. Say, look, here's an email you got about the 27th. You're actually free that day. Do you want to reply yes?
That's it.
I would love that.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Like a little assistant.
Little triage.
Yeah.
Because I've said this before. I've had people say to me, you should get an assistant. Just get a virtual assistant in the Philippines. They're like
I've heard
40.
the same, yeah. I
And
know,
it's
I
like,
know.
mate, I don't want to break it to you, but even if, and I wouldn't put this on my wife, but even if my wife said, I'll sort your email, mate, she'd need to ask me about every email. So what's the point?
Exactly right.
What's-
Who's this guy? Do you want to go to
What's
this
the
event?
point?
Yeah, I
and
know,
I'm like,
I know.
mate, most of my email
the
is
time,
junk.
yeah.
Like it's just stupid AI or stupid things from companies that are like, you want to be a guest on this podcast? You want guests for your podcast? I just ignore them and delete them. It's just rubbish, spam.
Yeah,
So
that's right. It's
Yeah.
like that episode of Seinfeld where the bloke's built in his kitchen. Remember, he goes, "Do you want it like this, or should it look like this?" And every little detail. Remember, he's asking,
Yeah. Yeah,
"Guys,
yeah,
just build it. Just do it." Do you remember that episode?
I do.
Yeah.
And because he built
be like-
the whole wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he built it in. And then he's like, just put it back to how it was. And he gets exactly back to how it was.
And then he builds the desk for George,
Yes.
just so he can
Yeah,
sleep under his desk. Yeah.
Yep. And they have is it a fire alarm while he's asleep there?
Or is it a bomb?
Bomb.
A bomb threat?
Bomb threat is what he calls
No,
in
he
once.
causes it, doesn't he? Because his ticking clock in his
That's
desk.
it. Yes. That's the ticking clock.
Wow.
Anyway.
We've gone from tech to Seinfeld.
We've
We
gone
just do
from
that
whatever we were talking about,
Yeah,
Apple and
all
Google,
the time.
to
Yeah.
Seinfeld, as we are renowned for
As
doing
we do, that's
over the
it.
course of
As
14
we
and a half
do.
years. Two Blokes Talking Tech. Thanks for listening.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is partnering and supported by Arlo. Arlo, if you need wireless security cameras, then Arlo is where you should go. With the two blokes use them. I can show you all the Arlo notifications I've been receiving today. But there's some red hot specials, including the Arlo Essential Indoor 2K camera. Have a look how cheap that is, Trev.
What?
$34.
No, I'm buying 3.
From JB Hi-Fi. This is the indoor 2K second generation camera. It's normally priced at $69. It's down to $34. I understand that special is going to be till about the 21st of May.
Ooh, sneaky
So
speaky.
Get in there. The other thing that Arlo announced too, if you do have some wireless security cameras, especially to the Essential range, they do have a power over Ethernet adapter. So this means if you've got an Ethernet switch and cable nearby, so I'd say this is great for the indoor cameras, perhaps the outdoor too.
Oh, no, outdoor too.
Yeah, you can connect a USB cable to the camera, to the adapter, connect the Ethernet cable, and from that, it's getting wired internet and power.
And here's the
Same cable.
best reason to do this is because look, you love your Arlo, but you don't want to do the battery change every now and then, right? So one of the things that's easy to do is run an Ethernet cable because you can do it yourself. You don't have to be a licensed electrician. To run power, you have to be a licensed electrician. So
That's
you
a
can
good
buy
point.
a
Yeah.
30-meter piece of Ethernet cable, run it up the wall, through the roof cavity, out to the eave, and have it sitting in the eave.
Ready.
Run that power over Ethernet cable there, and you can put there's like 3 different cameras that are compatible to it.
Yeah,
and then
it's
you've got,
compatible
as you say, wired internet,
Yeah.
which also gives you a faster response time on the camera.
So it's for the Arlo Essential outdoor camera, second generation, Arlo Essential XL outdoor camera, second generation, the Arlo Essential indoor camera, second generation, which is this.
Yeah.
That's that $34 camera.
Yeah.
So some options there, but also, of course, naturally all these Arlo cameras work beautifully when they're wirelessly connected to your network as well. You can even attach a solar panel if you want to you don't want to be up on the ladder changing the battery too
And it's
often.
even easier now because it's just one solar panel with all the connections in it, so no matter what you want to do.
That's right. So
Very cool.
Whether it's a doorbell, wired floodlight, that's one of my favourite Arlo cameras, the wired floodlight. Love it. It lights up my front yard really well. And my car, if there's any motion. And if the odd cat that comes in front of it or a possum during the night, they get lit up like it's Hollywood.
Wow.
Check it
So
out,
by the
guys.
light, not by any...
Yeah, lit up by the light. What do you think?
I'm just saying, it's not like you're just,
Yeah.
burning them.
Not at all.
Anyway,
Arlo.com.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Look,
Well, we're right into the show, aren't we? We're only up to here.
I know. I said it's going to be a real quick
said
intro.
We say it every week. Not much to talk about, and here we are, 50 minutes in.
Rabbiting on.
Go on, mate. Go
All
on.
right, very
what were you
good.
going to say?
Headphones. A lot of headphones on the market. A lot of different solutions.
Yes.
But the two sets of Belkin headphones we received this week are
Yes.
a little bit remarkable. Look, they are $69 and $89, $99.95.
$69.95, $89.95.
Under $100 for each of them.
Yeah.
The $89.95 headphones have noise cancelling.
Have active noise cancelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's-
$89.95.
For $89.95.
And
Plus,
the other has
wait.
passive noise cancellation.
Plus, those headphones, when you put them on and you turn them on, doo-doo, they're on. You're not playing music.
How do they go?
Doo-doo. If you need me to do the voice or the sounds for any of your headphones, I'm available. It's actually, to be honest, it's a bucket list for me.
What?
I want to be the
To be
voice of a
What?
pairing mode.
Pairing mode.
Actually, listen, I got a soft pitch to Chris Lau from Laser. Can we do a Bluetooth speaker? Like it has to be a rugged one, like one of your big ones or something, where the two blokes are powering on or powered on, pairing mode. Say paired successfully.
Paired successfully.
Don't put it on though. Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Don't put it on.
You said paired.
Paired successfully.
Not a bad device. Really handy price.
Really handy device.
I just,
Not a
mate,
bad price.
honestly.
Do you reckon we've got a future there?
But the
License
thing,
our
have you
voices.
noticed that most of them have gone to a chime now? Because I think
Yeah.
they don't have to have languages then, and
well,
it's one size fits all around
Okay.
the world.
Okay.
But anyway, Chris, happy to be available for a quick session. We don't need, mate. We can record it here.
Absolutely. Anyway, back to the Belkin headphones that
that's
we were
right
talking
too.
about.
So anyway, so you put them on,
Yeah.
and then in between, so the up and down, the volume up and down buttons. If you push them at the same time quickly, it starts a white noise, like sounds of the bloody rainforest on loop.
Boom.
So if you just want to zone out, okay, kids annoying you, office mates annoying you, headphones on, I think they call it isolate or something.
Yeah.
Push those two buttons. Sounds of the world, just isolating and
It's nice.
an escape.
But I was intrigued and amazed, frankly, with the quality of that they've got here.
Oh, yeah.
Like these are under $100, and audio-wise, impressive for the price. But also too with the Isolate, which is the active noise cancelling headphone. It offered they've got external microphones, so they've got feed forward and feedback microphones, so that whatever it's hearing around you, it's actually cancelling them out as well. So, you got different colours, all right? But mine were both black. Now the active noise cancellation headphones, they're $89.95. Now I'm not going to sit here and say that they're better than. In ANC, better than the Bose and
I can tell
Sennheisers
already
and
the
all that,
noise
right?
cancelling isn't on a Bose level, but they're also a third of the price.
But they also, even more so, they're a quarter of the price. Yeah. And they knocked down, I think, they knocked the noise down by 25 decibels. Is how they can reduce the sound 25 decibels. They can knock down the outside noise.
There you go, Stephen. They're the $69.95s.
There you go.
Look at me.
Yep.
That's our thumbnail happening.
Yep. Well, you can see pictures of me wearing them.
But honestly, they're actually a really nice design.
Yeah.
They're both the exact same design, similar button configurations.
Yeah, identical,
the active noise cancelling kind of open transparency button on these ones. On your one is a microphone button, so you can, I think, mute the mic. Because those ones are actually designed to be great for phone calls. So while you're
Well,
out and
they've
about,
got
so if you're walking and
The
stuff.
technology is called Clear Call, and I like a technology that describes what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm just pressing. And
Oh, they're not. I don't think they've been used or turned on or paired. But anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, here we are. Good times.
What was that?
What? Hey? What? Which is ridiculous because we've got headphones inside the headphones. But,
Yeah, we're doubled up.
we'll make this the thumbnail at some point.
The Belkin.
Hey,
Look. Point of this is you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a pair of headphones.
You can if you're wealthy and
Oh,
you've
look,
got the money
if you
for
want
sure.
to, and you've got a brand loyalty, good luck to you.
And
But these do the trick.
look, let's be real. We travel a lot. I travel a lot. I fly a lot. I would invest in a $300 or $400 set of headphones, no doubt,
Yeah.
because there's an unbelievable advantage to that in terms of the amount of time you spend on a plane. But we were when we were flying to America, the kids were all like, "What am I going to wear?" So I had to come to the office and grab a bunch of
Yeah.
headphones. Now
These
these
do-
weren't here at the time.
Yeah.
These would have been perfectly fine.
Well,
Perfectly
and
fine for
the
Victoria.
battery life's 50 hours.
Yeah.
60 hours, sorry. 60
Like,
hours.
what are we doing?
I worked out you can fly Sydney to London and back and then hop on a flight from Sydney to LA all without a single recharge and still have juice in the tank as well.
Yeah.
Still have enough
Yeah.
for a couple of domestic flights.
It's pretty good.
60 hours. So so the surround has the so I've got the surround. So see how the ear cups sort of go over my ears.
Yes.
That is what they call their environmental noise cancellation.
It's called
which is
passive noise
passive
cancelling.
noise
Anyone else?
cancellation, which it has reduced it quite well. And the ear cups are nice. The headband's pretty good, adjustable. If you can fit on my fat head, you can fit it on any head, and it's pretty
Yep.
comfortable.
I didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
I'd go with the black ones if I was you, to be
there's
honest.
There's pictures of me wearing them on my review.
I know, but the
Yeah.
white ones really accentuate the size of your mug.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. It's big, mate. I told you.
What?
Big
Oh,
head.
your head.
Big head, big brain.
Well, is there any evidence of that?
Well, that's up for you. That's for you to
Oh,
decide.
wow, there it is. Oh, Jesus.
Jeez,
Bloody
mate,
hell.
what are you doing?
What are you throwing them around for, mate?
Taxi.
Mate, they're $69.95. What are you
Watch
throwing them
out.
around for? I was trying to present them
Wow.
nicely. All right, we'll worry about those
Yeah.
later.
Did I publish a day early or what? Did I go early?
I don't want to say anything.
Sorry,
but you
mate.
Definitely,
Sorry.
definitely
Sorry,
broke the
David.
embargo.
Yeah,
And
I
yellow.
had the exclusive there.
Rock solid over here. Okay, just for the record, rock solid.
I had them. I've
Mate,
had them
don't
for a
make
while,
excuses.
And Dave said
Don't make
early
excuses.
May, and I went, it's early May now. I'm going to write about them, and I didn't know that it was a day before the embargo. So
Day early and a dollar short.
yeah, oops.
Oopsie
Dollar short,
doodle.
what do you mean?
A day late and a dollar short's a saying. I was trying to change it for you.
All right. Anyway, oops.
Anyway, there it is.
Gave it a good run though. Great run on Tech Guide and on the Tech Guide podcast and on the Two Blokes podcast.
There you go.
Doubled up.
Value for nothing. Well, two sets of headphones they've got value for.
Yeah. Very nice.
Very good. Belkin headphones. You can find out the details at techguide.com.au and an announcement piece at EFTM.com as per the embargo on Tuesday this week.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Righto, we've also got Microsoft have been a bit
More
busy.
new products.
New products. Microsoft released the new Copilot Plus 13-inch Surface laptop and the 12-inch Surface Pro tablet. Which would you choose?
The
If
laptop.
you choose one.
Yeah, I
Laptop? Yeah, me
look,
too.
The Surface Pro has forever been an unbelievable creation because it is a Windows computer in a tablet. Like it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But if I want to work, I want a laptop. I'm still
You got a keyboard on the tablet.
even with an iPad with a Magic Keyboard and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I still can't convert,
Difference
right?
difference is with the iPad, you get the keyboard and it's not quite a Mac.
No, that's right.
experience,
But
in
so
this instance, you're getting the same Windows.
I think it
experience.
depends who you are. So if you're someone who literally it tries to be a minimalist on devices, so you
Yeah.
don't have any sort of tablet. Like the Surface Pro is unbelievable. Take it on a plane, it's your Netflix and stand and whatnot. When you get to the office, or whatever destination, it's your computer. So it's pretty
Plug
wild.
in the keyboard
Because
and
remember,
you can write on the screen.
Surface Pro, you could
Yeah.
get to your office, plug into USB-C, and it's docked to a keyboard and a screen
Yeah.
and everything as well. It's a computer. But the laptop, Surface laptop, is the lightest Surface laptop they've ever
Yeah.
made. The Surface Pro is the lightest Surface ever
Yeah.
made.
They've both got the Snapdragon X Plus processor on board, 45 tops,
Tops,
trillions of operations per second.
trillion operations per second.
And
Yep.
that's the NPU.
Yep.
50% faster than the Surface Laptop 5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But look, question, is the Surface Laptop, that got a touchscreen as well? Is that touchscreen?
No.
Surface Laptop?
No.
Not a touchscreen.
Mate, I don't know.
We'll have to test it out.
Have to test it out. But here's the thing. So what's new? The Surface Pro is a 13-inch device. The new one is a 12-inch.
Yeah.
The Surface laptop is a 13.8-inch device. The new one is a 13-inch device. So there's now 4 products, 2 tablet Surface
larger,
Pro,
smaller.
12 and 13,
Yep.
2 laptops, 13 and 13.8,
Who's going to differentiate between that?
and about a $200 price difference between them.
It's funny how like
So 1400
Apple have
15
a 13 and a 15. So what have they've got a 13 and a 13.8?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they going to keep the 13.8?
I don't know. I assume so.
Have you seen pricing yet either? I
Yeah,
haven't seen
14.
Yeah, I haven't seen
It's
Aussie
at
pricing.
EFTM.com.
Yeah.
If you'd like the information, I'll just bring up my website here, Copilot Plus, and the pricing is where did I write it? Holy crap! No, 100%. There it is. It's just it's been behind, isn't it? Surface Pro starts at $14.99. Keyboard $275. The Surface laptop is $16.99.
All right, mate. I'll update my story. By the time people
Just
see this,
copy and paste
updated.
from
It'll be
EFTM.com.
No, I won't be doing that, mate.
Why not? That's
Won't
the
be doing that.
pricing.
That's all good. I'll
What?
find it out.
What do you mean you'll find it
I'll
out?
look at your website.
You don't believe me?
I'll look at your website. I've got to go from 2 sources, mate. I'll check it somewhere else too, all right?
That's absolute outrageous. Anyway, you can find the details and pricing at EFTM.com. You can find the details, and if Stephen bothers to update his article,
And the pricing.
which he
Go on.
did adhere to the embargo for at techguide.com.
I did stick to that embargo.
I said
You're
that's
right.
what I said.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did.
I
Well
did it,
done.
like everyone
Congratulations
else.
for
Well,
meeting
it was pretty clear.
50% of the embargoes you were under this
Well,
week.
mate, to be fair, I was given the information about the headphones, and I've had them for weeks, right?
Yeah.
And I was told early May, and I went, it's early May. And there was another email that came through referring to them that I'm thinking, I've already seen this information, I've already got it, so that's why I didn't open it and absorb the embargo time. So sorry, boys and girls. It was only a day. Was it a day? Was it? Yeah,
it was a day.
I was a day early.
Yeah.
I was like 20 hours early or something.
That's a lot in embargo
20
world.
hours.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I think did I do that once more? I think you said I think it was an NBN story, and I've posted it, and you sent me the press release with the embargo circled, and I thought, oh well, I didn't see it, and no one said anything. So anyway,
I don't even remember
I'm not
that one.
usually an embargo breaker like that. Are you an
Really?
embargo breaker?
No, I'm panicked about it so much.
Well, that
I
was
hate the idea
it
of
was,
doing it.
No, if it's Apple or Samsung or something massive, like I'm of course everyone's. It follows that one.
Right,
but
so Belkin, just
no, well, look,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Belkin, I've got a lot
Mate,
of time for
do you know
Belkin.
why I didn't even bother telling you? Because I know they'd already been released globally, so it wasn't like it was going to be a global.
Oh, so you saw my story ahead
Oh,
of
yeah,
everything. All right.
yeah.
I thought you, smart ass, you would have said, mate, what's going on? You would have pointed that out to me.
No, I don't care.
Anyway, it's too late.
Also,
It's
I don't know
published
that you didn't have an agreement to just do your
Yeah.
review whenever you wanted. I might have missed the memo that said, mate, review, just get them up. Like, we don't mind.
Yeah.
The actual
I
news
was-
I've been away.
Like, I'd had him for that long.
I've been
and
away.
Dave had told me early
Don't
May.
throw Dave under the bus,
No,
mate.
I'm just saying it.
Don't
because-
throw Dave under the bus.
But that was my mind was, okay, early May. I can do that early May. Yeah, and it was early May.
Okay. Two Blokes Talking Tech and Talking Embargoes. If you'd like information about how to adhere to embargoes, we're here to help.
God damn it.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
And we do it thanks to the great people at Netgear. They're your friends for whole home mesh Wi-Fi. No more dead zones, no drop connections, no buffering. You can cover every square metre of your home with great, high-speed, reliable Wi-Fi. So the speed that you're paying for with your telco, and those speeds are going to get bigger later this year with the NBN upgrades, you're going to get great
Really?
speeds coming into your home, and then you've got crappy Wi-Fi. What's the point of paying for all that great internet, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So get yourself a mesh Wi-Fi system, and the best in the business is Orbi. And there's a whole range of different prices and products, and that's all based on good, better, best. Let's think of it that way. If you've got lots of devices to connect, you've got the latest and most modern devices, you need to go to the top end.
Wi-Fi 7.
And you're future-proofing yourself. But if you're someone that's still got a 5-year-old phone, 6-year-old laptop, and you're not into smart home, but you still want strong, reliable Wi-Fi, including to your smart TV and other devices, then just an entry-level mesh system will get you there. Netgear's got you covered. They've got something for everyone. Major retailers and, of course, at netgear.com.au.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Look, I don't know if you're massive into Grand Theft Auto, but I thought...
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of it.
I thought the fact that they have delayed the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 until May 2026.
So just another year.
It was meant to be released at the end of this year. Now, this has implications across the gaming industry because this is such a big game that I think when they said end 2025, so let's call that the last quarter, let's call that pre-Christmas, right? Every other game title would have been going, we better release early. We might release. So there'd be game titles that go, we'll release in early 2026. Well, now they're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
They might have bought themselves time. Now they've got to wind it back.
Imagine if they're releasing in May 2026.
Exactly. They'd be filthy.
Yeah, wow.
Now, they released a new trailer as well for Grand Theft Auto
Which
6.
looks amazing.
But it's all cutscenes. It's not gameplay.
Yeah, true.
I want to see gameplay.
You'd expect the gameplay would still be pretty solid too.
But look, I just think it's staggering. How long has this been going on? I'm going to look it up. When was Grand Theft Auto 5 released, right? Grand Theft Auto
2013
game
was released.
wiki. I want to find out when the original was too because I was a massive fan of the OG
Grand Theft
ones.
Auto 5 was 2013.
So the original was 1997. Grand Theft Auto 2, 1999. And then Grand Theft Auto, let's fast forward to Grand Theft Auto 4, 2008. So then it was 5 years before Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
And it's now been 12. It'll go on 13 years.
Wow. Big update.
That's like just massive.
Well, they waited 36 years to do a sequel to Top Gun. So,
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
But do you remember
do you reckon that delay is because of just technical delay? Like they're getting,
I think they're building it. They're building something too big.
Because you got to remember, this is an open world, and so it must be just massive.
Even the original was kind of open world. Do you remember it was a top down look, and you were a little character walking along, and you just stop a car, you just hijack it, whatever. Yeah. There was missions and things, but all I did was I'd steal a car, drive to the docks, sell it, you make money. Go back, steal a car, drive, get in a cop chase, try and outrun the cops.
Are you a fan of that open world games like that? I'm more an on rails guy. I'm more a sort of Call of Duty.
So Call of
style,
Duty, run the campaign. Run the campaign.
Yeah, do that.
So no, I'm 100% more an open world guy.
More exploring.
So Far Cry would be my number one.
Yeah, okay.
It would be Grand Theft Auto, but
we played that.
We
co-op
years.
that. Yeah.
So Far Cry, what I love about it is it's a big map. It's a big world,
massive map. Yeah.
Right. Grand Theft Auto style. It's a big map, big space, and I can go anywhere. I can walk anywhere. I can sit
anything.
I can sit on a hill and just shoot animals. I can go into a place and create havoc with some sort of workplace drama. I can create a war basically. I can drive cars through things. I can have all that kind of stuff. It's free to do anything. You can. There's no requirement to do a mission. Now, to open areas, you do need to do missions. The latest Far Cry 6 was a bit more restricted. You had to really complete things to do it, but I found a way of just completing essentially the missions on all the roads so that I could open the map. Yeah. And then I don't think I ever completed the game. I completed Far Cry 5. I remember doing it. It was very hard. Yeah. But Far Cry 6 I never completed because I ended up just playing it with Jackson. We'd play multiplayer. I played a few times with you. And he understood me. He knows that I'm a sniper. Yes. I just want to get a sniper. I'll equip, and it's one of those games where you don't have to. It's like Fortnite. I hate because I want to have a sniper. If I don't find a sniper, well, I'm no good at the game. Yep. So I can equip a sniper. I can be in the game. He can run down. I'll just fine, mate. Got him. Headshot done. Move on.
You're the Overwatch, and
yes.
he's in the field.
Yes. Yeah. And so Grand Theft Auto.
It'd be good to have it a Call of Duty team then. I'm more on the field. I'm more a run and gunner. You're more an Overwatch guy.
Yeah. And again, so the thing about Grand Theft Auto 5, the reason I haven't played it for 6 to 8 years is because when you get in now, if you play multiplayer, it's just full of people who all they've done for 12 years
is play
this game. And there's just really no point trying. It's hard. But what I love about Grand Theft Auto is that there are missions and you've got to unlock the characters a bit to get into it. But once you've done that, you play the game. Now, my only caveat to this open world thing is it has to be easy to get into the open world. I can't, if I have to complete the campaign and then I'm allowed to play open world,
you're out.
I'm out.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole freedom of the open world is that it's open. You can go
Grand Theft Auto, you should be able to steal a car, drive to a strip joint, do whatever you want, and then go and have a police chase.
I did see the trail briefly here with you, the Grand Theft Auto 6. It looks pretty adult too.
Oh, yeah, so it's always been.
It's going to be pretty risque.
It's the one game.
R-rated for
I remember my brother telling me that Ryan, his son, was playing Grand Theft Auto, and I'm thinking, mate, he's 12. Yeah. What are you doing? Might have been 13.
Wow.
And Jackson would be, can I play Far Cry? Can I play Call of Duty?
Yeah.
I'm like, mate, no.
Well, I've got to say, my son, I think, was playing Grand Theft Auto 4 when he was like 12, 13. Yeah. But he was all about driving.
Yes.
And like and chasing and getting chased by the police and outrunning the cops and stuff.
Yeah.
That was what he was.
I used to
all
love
about.
in Grand Theft Auto 5. You go to an airport, you steal a plane,
Yeah. Oh,
and
there
you because there's an Air Force
well,
base
it's called
or
Grand Theft Auto.
where you smash into there, and you've basically got to outrun the guns of the army to get to an army helicopter or plane, and that was kind of
Wow.
fun to do.
Wow.
But mate, I desperately want to play this game.
Yeah, same.
I just
you got to
can't
wait another
believe
12 months, mate.
This will be the most. Do you remember? Was it Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever it was called? And it was quite hyped, and then it was released, and people hated it. It was like, I think it's had a second life. They've updated it. And it's gone pretty well,
Yep.
but it was canned because of a bunch of glitches and problems with it.
I remember. Yeah.
This is a risk for them. This
Well,
is 13
They
years
got
of
plenty
hype.
of time to work on it, mate.
Yeah, but what if it comes out and it isn't the expectation of the
True.
user?
No, it's a risk for sure. It's a
So
risk.
you're an on rails. I'm an open world.
Yeah, well, I'll give this a crack too. But there's a lot of side stuff you can do that kind of will feel that sort of campaign feel to it. But yeah, it's pretty. You can invent pretty much what you want. Yeah,
Awesome.
head down to the strip joint with you, eh? We'll have a two blokes team. Can you?
I don't know what you were
So
going to say then. Can I just tell you right now, we're not heading to a strip club to have a team.
No.
That's not happening.
No, I mean, can you have
I don't know.
Call of Duty? You can have a
think
a
so, yeah.
clan, you know.
Like we should in preparation for Grand Theft Auto 6, we should recruit a clan.
Add to it, have a
TBTT.
TBTT clan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be as big as my AU clan for Rainbow Six back in 1998.
Really? Yeah, I had we were on
AU
on
underscore.
Call of Duty. We had an ML. We were MLTA. That was because it was me, my son, my brother-in-law, and my cousin. We were all the Maltese. Malta.
Oh, Malta.
MLTA.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that was our little clan, and we used to kick ass and take names. That was our go.
Very good. All right. Grand Theft Auto, May 2026.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Well, that's a wrap, Stephen. We've
Plenty
gone
of value
We've
there.
gone overtime for a
Plenty.
show that was
Yeah,
not action packed
pretty skinny
on the rundown.
Yeah, pretty skinny.
Oh, I missed every camera. Yeah, it's pretty skinny, but we
Yeah.
got through. Well done.
as always.
I feel like I'm back in the groove. Next week will be remote. I apologise for the next 2 weeks.
Trevor's
It won't be a video show for the next 2 weeks. So let's just rewatch this one with the audio of the next one. See how weird that is.
I think our lips won't match the words. Yeah.
I don't know how to. Yeah, you know how they do that? It's so cool when
Is
you.
anyone still watching now? You reckon?
Nah, probably not.
Drop a comment if you've watched till the 1 hour 11 minute mark.
I don't think you have.
Drop a comment.
It's probably less though because the intro.
Well, drop a comment if you're hearing this right now. Drop a comment because you're right at the end of the show.
What should the comment be?
I made it to the end.
No, because then everyone will say that.
I got
Needs
to
to be
no,
some-
you only know that to say that if you get to the end.
But then everyone will say it because they see that, right? So it needs to be something unique to each individual
yeah.
that no other commenter could understand. So what year and month did you start listening to Two Blokes Talking Tech?
Yes. Okay. Good call.
Oh, and here's an extra code. So year, so you say 2017, month 08 August, and then A or V for audio or video. Now that'll obviously be audio because there was no video back then. But you know what I'm saying? So it's a
Yeah.
real code in the comment.
Okay.
Year, month, audio or video.
Wow.
Because you might be,
Bit of homework.
especially if you're on YouTube,
Yeah.
leaving a comment. That's where they're leaving the comments.
Yeah.
You might be exclusive to us from 2024 06 video.
Maybe just recent recruits, you reckon?
Yeah,
And don't forget the private is in the below.
in the comment. Yeah,
Click below. You'll see the private link to the private feed.
yeah.
Video as well.
Honestly, this week, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
One of the best privates we've
Oh
ever
my
done.
God. Unbelievable. We'll go and record that now. Okay.
Woo.
See you, mate.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech